So it used to be we were impotent. We are not impotent any longer. We have access to the levers of power. In these days, something like 60% of the American people get their primary news and information from the new and alternative media, whether it's blogs, emails, direct mail, talk radio, cable television, anything on the internet, etc. So, also at that time, back in the late 50s and then in the 60s and for the first half of the 70s, the conservative movement rested on a two-legged stool. And a two-legged stool is not very sturdy. That got us 40, 45, sometimes 47%, but not very often 51%. Then under the leadership of Paul Weyrich, Dr. Jerry Falwell, and others, we added in the late 70s a third leg to that stool. And a third leg is very sturdy. And then we began to win with some frequency, 51, 52, 53% of the vote. And then because of the betrayal of the many Republicans, we're not winning our fair share of the elections, what we should be, because the American people are with us on most of these issues. But now, in the last year, in my opinion, we've added a fourth leg to that stool. And it's no longer a stool. Now it's a large table. And the fourth leg is the Tea Party movement. It has changed. And guess what? You're the senior partner at the table. You are the senior partner. Because they're nowhere without you. They just, unfortunately, present company, myself exempted. At my tender age, I work 14 hours a day, 6 days a week, and love every minute of it. Because I am fortunate to be able to spend my time on my unique ability working to communicate the conservative message to Americans, and I just enjoy it. But too many of my conservative friends, quite frankly, don't seem to have the energy, the passion, the commitment that they did many years ago. You clearly do have that energy and that passion, and you have the ability to literally change everything in America. Starfish and Spider. Anybody ever hear of that? It's a book. Came out about 4 years ago. Starfish and Spider. 2 weeks ago, I was down in Naples, Florida, and I heard one of the leaders of the Tea Party movement nationally, I think his name is Mark Meckler, right? And I talked to Mark afterwards about the book, and as soon as I saw it, his eyes lit up, and he says, "That's my test, that's my test." I ask everybody, you got to read that book because that's us, and he's right. Briefly, the starfish and the spider idea is this. Who knows what happens if you cut the tentacles off a starfish? They grow back, right? Cut the head of the spider off. No more spider. So, the Spaniards came to America 500 years ago, and they told the Aztecs, "Take me to your leader." And they did. And he told Montezuma, "Give me your gold or your life." And Montezuma didn't know what to make of these guys, so he gave him the gold. They still cut his head off. No more spider. This incredible civilization disappeared in less than 2 years. Different Spaniards did the same with the Incas. Cut the head of the spider off. The Inca civilization disappeared in 18 months, okay? And different Spaniards, continued to move north to what is now Arizona, and they spent 200 years trying to subdue the Apaches and never did. They'd kill this Apache leader, that Apache leader. There were more the next day. You like Geronimo, you want to hang out with him for a week, a month, it doesn't matter, you know. The book deals with the power of leaderless organizations. Okay? Think Wikipedia, Craigslist. Craigslist decimating the classified ad section of every major newspaper in America. Al-Qaeda, leaderless organization. Okay? And you are a leaderless organization, and people talk about who's the leader. We got to have a leader. Got to have no. You're just doing fabulous. The more competition among Tea Parties, that's great. If there were to be 3, 4, 5 Northern Virginia Tea Parties groups, it would probably be a good thing. I spoke 6 weeks ago to a Tea Party leadership group in Dallas, and I was amazed. Little small towns, 50 or 100,000, might have 3 Tea Party groups there. And that's just wonderful, because what happens? You got 3 groups of people trying to be leaders. They're developing their skills. They're learning how to speak, how to reach out to others. They're educating more people. And as conservatives, we believe in competition. Let the cream rise to the top. And it's just going to do nothing but be good for our cause. Mao Zedong said, let 100 flowers bloom. I say, let tens of thousands of Tea Party movements blossom and prosper. 1992, James Carville famously said, what? It's the economy, stupid. Remember that? All right. So I've got a version of that for Tea Party people in 2010, and I'm very, very serious about it. It's very important. Whatever you do, do not think about 2012. It should not be on your radar screen. You know, whenever it comes, it's going to come, but it should not be part of your thinking. And while you're at it, don't be thinking about November 2010. Tea Party members, it is the primaries, stupid. It is the primaries, okay? Because this tsunami is coming. This wave is coming. And if we get here in November and the wave is coming and all it does is sweep in Tom DeLay and John Boehner, establishment Republicans, we've wasted the opportunity of a lifetime. So just, focus on that. 80% of the filing deadlines around the country have not passed yet. Challenge every establishment, Republican and Democrat. Let nobody go unchallenged. Even in the most difficult races, the candidate will learn skills they didn't have before. They'll be prepared for the next race. You'll identify supporters, compatriots you didn't know about out there. You will educate people. And there are 2 types of offices out there, by the way, too. There's public offices and there are party offices. Don't forget, you can challenge these Republicans in their own precincts, in their own counties, in the state, okay? Because in my lifetime, I have been involved at the national level of helping conservatives take over the Republican Party 3 times. Goldwater, 1964, Reagan, 1980, the Gingrich Revolution of 94. The way I was fortunate to be back there in the 60s, just very briefly, in 1961 I became executive secretary of a political youth organization, Young Americans for Freedom, that had been formed 10 months early on Bill Buckley's family estate. And so there weren't very many conservatives at the national level in those days, so I got experience I shouldn't have had at my young age. Now, while you're looking for these candidates to run in the primaries, you establish, of course, their bona fides as a conservative, and principally as a principled conservative. And we'll talk about that just in a minute here. But after you've done that, to me, there's one quality that you want to look for in that candidate. And if they don't have that quality, wish them well, but look for somebody else to really get excited about. And that quality is a boat rocker. You want somebody to rock the boat. Because as conservatives,